There is a truth that almost nobody will tell you, a truth that feels uncomfortable, a truth that many people avoid because it forces them to look at their own weakness. People do not respect nice people. They use them. They walk over them. They take advantage of them. And later, they forget them. But when you learn the mindset of the 1% elite, everything changes. Your energy changes. Your voice changes. The way people react to you changes. Respect is not given to the loudest person. Respect is not given to the richest person. Respect is not given to the strongest person. Respect is given to the person who respects himself first. This video on English Achieve is about that transformation. A transformation from being nice to being strong, calm, controlled, and unshakable. If you are ready to step into that mindset and command the respect you deserve, make sure to watch till the end, like this video, and subscribe to English Achieve for more powerful lessons that can change your life. Let's begin. The problem with being nice. Most people grow up believing that being nice is the highest level of goodness. They think that if they are polite, soft, agreeable, and always smiling, the world will reward them. And yes, kindness is a beautiful and powerful quality. Kindness makes you human. Kindness makes you caring. Kindness makes you warm and compassionate. But niceness is something different, something dangerous, and something that slowly destroys your confidence without you noticing. Niceness is when you do things you don't want to do just to keep others happy. It is when you say yes, even when your heart is clearly saying no. It is when you let others treat you in ways you would never allow if you truly respected yourself. Niceness is when you shrink your personality and your power just to make other people feel comfortable. It is when you avoid conflict at any cost because you are terrified of losing people, even the ones who don't truly value you. Niceness is not kindness. Niceness is fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of disappointing others. Fear of being alone. Fear of being misunderstood. And this fear creates insecurity. And here's the truth. People can sense insecurity even before you speak. They can feel it in your body language, your tone, your eyes, your hesitation, the way you carry yourself. The 1% elite understand a powerful rule. If you do not protect your boundaries, people will rewrite your life in their handwriting. They do not try to be liked by everyone, because they know that trying to please everyone ends with you losing yourself. Instead, the elite focus on being respected. And respect never comes from words. Respect begins with behavior. How you walk, how you communicate, what you tolerate, and what you refuse to accept. This is where transformation begins. When you stop being nice and start being real, strong, and clear, the world adjusts to your power. The mindset of the 1%. Rule 1. Never over-explain. One of the biggest differences between average people and the 1% elite is the way they communicate. Most people speak too much, explain too much, and defend themselves too much. They believe that the more they talk, the more others will understand them or agree with them. But this is the opposite of power. When you over-explain, you appear unsure of yourself. When you defend yourself unnecessarily, you look guilty even when you are not. And when you try too hard to convince someone, you automatically lower your status in their mind. The elite understand that power is in simplicity. They speak less, but their words carry weight. They say what they need to say, clearly and calmly, and then they stop talking. They don't fill the silence with nervous explanations. They don't offer long stories full of excuses. They don't feel the need to make everyone understand their reasons. They trust their own decisions, and because they trust themselves, others trust them too. Here is a powerful trick the elite use. Speak in short sentences. Use fewer words. Let silence work for you, not against you. Silence is not empty. Silence is not weakness. Silence is presence. When you speak with calmness and then pause, people pay attention. They feel your confidence without you having to prove anything. For example, most people say this: "I'm really sorry, but I cannot come today because I have a lot of work, and I'm so tired, and I've been dealing with so many things." But a powerful person simply says, "I won't make it today." Direct, clean, strong. You don't owe anyone a full explanation for every decision you make. You don't need to justify your choices. The more you simplify your communication, the more respect you command. And when you communicate like this, people instantly feel your strength, even without you trying. Rule 2. Value your time. Like a rare diamond. Most people move through life as if time is unlimited. They act as if they can waste days, weeks, even years without any real consequence. They treat time like sand, soft, replaceable, always slipping through their fingers without meaning. But the 1% elite treat time like the rarest diamond on earth. They guard it with intensity. They protect it with strict boundaries. They invest it with purpose. They understand that time is the currency of their entire life, and every minute that passes will never return. Here is a powerful truth many people never learn. If you do not value your time, nobody else will. When someone tells you, "It will only take a minute," or "It's just a small thing," or "It's not a big deal," remember something important. Your time is your life, and your life is not a small thing. Every minute you give away carelessly is a piece of your future disappearing forever. The elite do not say yes automatically. They pause. They think. They measure the request against their purpose. Before agreeing to anything, they ask themselves, "Is this pulling me forward or holding me back?" If the answer is no, if it doesn't help them grow, if it doesn't add value, if it doesn't support their dreams, they decline. Calmly, confidently, without feeling guilty, without feeling the need to explain, without apologizing for protecting their time. This is the mindset that makes them powerful. Most people fear saying no because they fear conflict or rejection. But powerful people fear something else. They fear wasting their destiny. They fear giving away the hours they need for building their future. They fear losing themselves inside the demands and expectations of others. And that is why they rise while average people remain stuck. Because when you treat your time like a rare diamond, the world begins to treat you like someone valuable too. Rule 3. Stop chasing approval. Many people spend their entire lives trapped in a silent prison, the prison of needing approval. They shape their personality to fit what others want. They hide their real thoughts because they fear judgment. They do extra work just to be noticed, speak softly to be liked, and change their opinions to avoid conflict. They desperately want validation, applause, praise, and admiration. But here is the brutal truth. The more you chase approval, the more people lose respect for you. When you try too hard to be liked, you communicate one message: my worth depends on your opinion of me. And that is the fastest way to become invisible. The 1% elite live differently. They do not chase approval. They chase excellence, and excellence naturally attracts respect. They are not driven by whether people clap for them or not. They are driven by their standards, their discipline, their growth, and their mission. They understand that approval is temporary, but self-respect is permanent. Here is a powerful trick. When you feel the urge to impress someone, do the opposite. Instead of listing your achievements, stay silent. Instead of showing how hard you work, keep it private. Instead of trying to prove your worth, hold your posture, breathe slowly, and speak calmly. You don't need to announce your value when you already know it. Let others feel your confidence through your presence, not your words. Because here is the truth. Confidence is silent. Only insecurity screams. Insecure people brag, overshare, and desperately perform. Confident people observe, listen, and choose their words carefully. They don't chase, they attract. And the moment you stop running after approval, something magical happens. People start giving you the respect you always wanted. Not because you begged for it, but because you finally learned to give it to yourself first. Rule 4. Set boundaries like iron. Most people avoid creating boundaries because they fear conflict, rejection, or hurting someone's feelings. They think saying no will make others angry or disappointed. They worry that protecting their peace will push people away. But this is exactly why they stay weak. Weak people fear boundaries, but strong people require them. Boundaries are not walls to separate you from the world. They are rules that protect your emotional health, your time, your energy, and your future. Without boundaries, people feel free to walk into your life, take what they want, and leave you with stress, frustration, and regret. The elite understand one powerful truth. If you never say stop, people will continue pushing. Human beings always test limits, consciously or unconsciously. If you allow someone to speak to you disrespectfully once, they will do it again. If you allow someone to take advantage of your kindness once, they will repeat it. If you accept behavior that hurts you, people will assume it is normal for you. Here is a simple but powerful trick. When someone crosses your boundary, do not explain, do not argue, and do not try to convince them. Explanations invite debate. Arguments drain your energy. Trying to make someone understand your boundaries only makes them question them more. Instead, simply correct the behavior. If someone speaks to you with disrespect, calmly say, "Don't speak to me like that." If someone tries to manipulate you, say, "That doesn't work on me." If someone asks for more than you can give, say, "That's not possible." Short, clear, strong. Boundaries require courage. They require self-respect. But once you create them, something powerful happens. People begin to treat you with the respect you always deserved. Because when you respect yourself enough to set boundaries like iron, the world learns how to treat you. Rule 5. Control your emotions in front of people. One of the strongest signs of power is emotional control. The moment you lose control of your emotions, whether through anger, panic, frustration, or overreaction, you give away your power. People may not say it, but they instantly lose a level of respect for you. Respect comes from emotional stability, from the ability to remain calm when everyone else is stressed, from the ability to stay centered when others panic, and from the ability to stay quiet when others explode. People naturally look up to the one who can stay collected in situations where most people break. The elite understand that emotional control is not about pretending. It is about mastering yourself. It is about refusing to let someone else's behavior dictate your response. Emotional control is the ability to pause before reacting, to think before speaking, to stay grounded when others try to shake you. And this self-mastery makes you appear stronger, wiser, and more mature. Here is a simple but powerful trick. When someone tries to provoke you or push your buttons, slow down your breathing. Speak slower. Lower your voice instead of raising it. When you lower your voice, the other person is forced to listen more carefully. Your calmness becomes their confusion. Your silence becomes your strength. Remember, anger is loud, but power is quiet. Loud reactions show insecurity, immaturity, and emotional dependence. Quiet, steady responses show control, confidence, and inner strength. The person who controls their emotions controls the situation. The person who cannot control their emotions becomes controlled by the situation. And if you want respect, influence, and authority, emotional discipline is non-negotiable. Master your emotions, and people will naturally follow your energy. Rule 6. Be unavailable sometimes. Many people destroy their value without realizing it simply by being too available. When you respond instantly, show up instantly, agree instantly, and always make time for everyone, people begin to assume your time belongs to them. They begin to believe you have nothing important happening in your life. This is how your value drops. Scarcity increases value. This is not just economics, it is psychology. Human beings desire what feels rare and unconsciously disrespect what feels too easy to access. The elite understand this deeply. They protect their attention. They guard their presence. They create a level of distance that makes people appreciate and respect their time. When you become a little harder to reach, when you reply a little slower, when you give fewer people full access to your energy, something interesting happens. Your value rises. People start treating you with more respect. They choose their words more carefully. They approach you with more seriousness. Here is a powerful trick. Take back control of your availability. Do not reply to messages instantly unless it is truly important. Do not say yes immediately when someone asks for your time. Do not drop everything for people who do nothing for you. Moving slowly signals confidence. Having boundaries signals self-respect. And giving selective access signals priority. Let people feel that your presence is a gift, not a guarantee. When your time feels valuable, people treat it like it is. And when your availability becomes selective, your importance increases. Powerful people are not always present. They are present with purpose. Being unavailable sometimes is not about being rude or distant. It is about valuing your life enough to not hand it over to anyone who asks. Rule 7. Never compete for attention. Command it. In today's world, many people spend their lives desperately seeking attention. They post constantly on social media, they brag about achievements, and they try to impress everyone around them. But attention is not something you beg for. It is something you earn. And the most important lesson the elite understand is this. People feel your energy before they hear your words. If your energy is desperate, anxious, or needy, people instinctively step back. If your energy is calm, confident, and magnetic, people are drawn to you naturally. Energy speaks louder than words, and the way you carry yourself communicates far more than anything you say. The 1% elite do not compete for attention. They do not shout to be noticed. They understand that attention is a reflection of presence, behavior, and composure. They command it by simply being themselves, by mastering the way they show up in every situation. When they enter a room, they move slowly and purposefully. They breathe deeply, observe the environment, and walk with calm authority. Their presence alone communicates strength, control, and confidence. People notice them not because they demand it, but because they radiate a quiet power that cannot be ignored. Here is a trick you can use immediately. When you enter a room, do not rush. Walk slowly. Move with awareness. Take in the space around you. Speak deliberately. Speak with intention. Avoid talking quickly, nervously, or loudly to grab attention. Let your voice be calm, your posture strong, and your demeanor controlled. People instinctively follow energy that is steady and self-assured. Confidence is quiet strength. When you command energy this way, attention comes naturally. No chasing is required. You become the person everyone watches without realizing why. And this kind of attention creates influence, respect, and power that lasts far longer than any superficial recognition. Rule 8. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Most people waste energy talking about what they want to do, what they plan to do, or what they hope to achieve. They announce their goals loudly, seeking validation, approval, or recognition. But the elite understand a simple truth. Action always speaks louder than words. Words are cheap. Action is proof. When you take action, you gain power, clarity, confidence, and respect. You stop being someone who talks about possibilities and become someone who produces results. This transformation is visible, magnetic, and undeniable. The 1% elite rarely announce their goals. They rarely explain their plans. They rarely seek approval or validation for what they are doing. Instead, they work in silence. They show up every day, putting in the effort, mastering their craft, and building their future. The results speak for themselves. Whether it is a promotion, a skill mastered, a business built, or a personal transformation achieved, their accomplishments communicate what words never could. Silence builds mystery, and mystery builds respect. People are naturally drawn to those who quietly produce, rather than loudly proclaim. Here is a trick you can implement immediately. Do not broadcast your plans or tell everyone what you are trying to achieve. Focus on the work itself. Let your discipline, consistency, and results communicate your value. Transformations, milestones, and achievements will naturally grab attention without you trying. When others see your results, they respect you more than they ever could through words. The silent achiever is always more powerful than the loud talker. The more you let your actions speak, the more you gain influence, authority, and respect, effortlessly and permanently. Remember, words can inspire, but action demands attention. Rule 9. Never react immediately. From a young age, we are taught that reacting fast is a sign of intelligence and efficiency. We are told to respond quickly to emails, answer texts immediately, and make decisions on the spot. But the elite understand a hidden truth. Reacting immediately is often a weakness, not a strength. Fast reactions usually come from emotion, fear, or pressure. When you react without pause, you are controlled by circumstances rather than controlling them yourself. You allow your anger, frustration, or excitement to dictate your behavior. This is the opposite of power. The 1% elite do something different. They pause. They pause before speaking, before arguing, before deciding, before replying to messages, and even before expressing anger. This pause is not hesitation. It is a power move. It communicates control, discipline, and emotional intelligence. A pause shows that you are not a puppet of circumstances or other people's attempts to provoke you. You are the one in command. You are calm under pressure, deliberate in your actions, and unshakable in your presence. People naturally respect this because it signals strength that words alone cannot. Here is a simple trick you can use immediately. When someone expects an instant response or tries to manipulate you with urgency, simply say, "I'll think about it." This one sentence does more than stall. It establishes your authority. It stops manipulation. It shows that you are deliberate and in control. It communicates to others that your decisions are valuable, not impulsive. Over time, pausing before reacting becomes a habit, and this habit builds confidence, clarity, and strategic advantage. The elite understand that in the game of life, the one who controls their reactions controls the situation. Reacting immediately might feel like action, but pausing is power. If you want to command respect, influence people, and maintain control, learn to pause. Never let immediate emotions or pressures steal your authority. Rule 10. Do not try to be understood. Many nice people spend their lives trapped in a dangerous pattern. They constantly try to explain themselves. They try to make everyone happy, to make everyone agree, to make everyone understand their choices and actions. They apologize unnecessarily, justify every decision, and seek approval from those who may never truly care. This is exhausting, ineffective, and often leads to frustration. The biggest mistake these people make is believing that everyone deserves access to their thoughts and feelings. They forget an important truth. Not everyone deserves to understand you. The 1% elite understand this intuitively. They do not need everyone to approve of them. They do not need everyone to like them. They do not need everyone to agree with them. They focus on their purpose, their goals, and their principles. They understand that wasting energy on people who refuse to listen or understand is a trap. Their energy is too valuable to be spent defending themselves. They accept that some people will misunderstand, misjudge, or even dislike them, and they refuse to let that affect their progress. Here is a simple trick you can practice. When someone misunderstands you, do not defend yourself. Do not chase their approval. Do not waste your energy trying to convince them. People who truly want to understand you will ask questions and seek clarity. People who do not want to understand will never listen, no matter how much you try. Instead, stay focused on your purpose. Align your actions with your goals. Let your work, your behavior, and your integrity speak louder than any explanation could. When you stop trying to be understood, you free yourself from unnecessary stress and gain the clarity to act with confidence. Your energy, focus, and self-respect increase, and as a result, you command respect naturally. The elite know that being understood is a privilege, not a requirement, and they guard this principle to protect their power and purpose. Rule 11. Say less, watch more. Most people are eager to talk. They fill every silence with words, sharing their plans, thoughts, emotions, and even insecurities. They believe that talking proves their intelligence, their intentions, or their authority. But this constant need to speak often exposes more than it protects. Every word you say reveals a piece of yourself, and the more you reveal, the more others can anticipate your actions, exploit your weaknesses, or manipulate your emotions. Talking too much is a silent surrender of power. The 1% elite operate differently. They understand that power often lies in observation, not expression. They speak less and watch more. They listen intently. They notice what others overlook. They perceive patterns, motives, and intentions that remain invisible to the average person. Observation creates clarity, and clarity creates control. When you watch before reacting, you gather information, assess the situation, and choose the most strategic course of action. Silence becomes your tool, your shield, and your signal of authority. Here is a practical trick. In every conversation, aim to talk only 30% of the time and listen 70% of the time. This shift may feel unusual at first, but it immediately makes you appear stronger, wiser, and more confident. People respect those who speak less because silence carries weight. It suggests thoughtfulness, self-control, and inner strength. Every time you pause, you give space for others to reveal their intentions, emotions, and values. Every time you observe, you gain insight that others miss. When you speak after observing, your words land with impact and authority. This is the subtle power move that separates the elite from the average. Speak less, watch more, and act with intention. Rule 12. Never be afraid to walk away. Most people remain in situations that harm them simply because they fear being alone, disliked, or rejected. They stay with people who disrespect them, tolerate behavior that drains them, and allow circumstances to diminish their energy and confidence. But the 1% elite understand a critical truth. Walking away is not weakness. It is self-respect. Leaving a toxic environment, a manipulative person, or a disrespectful situation signals boundaries, strength, and clarity of purpose. It communicates more than any argument ever could. The elite do not linger in negative energy. They walk away from people who lie, manipulate, or drain them. They walk away from those who disrespect their time, attack their peace, or undermine their confidence. Walking away is a silent, powerful statement. It says that your energy and time are non-negotiable. It demonstrates that you will not allow others to rewrite your life according to their terms. Here is a simple but transformative trick. When someone crosses your limit, do not argue, do not plead, do not try to convince them otherwise. Just leave. Your absence alone teaches a lesson stronger than words ever could. It forces people to recognize that your presence is valuable and not guaranteed. Walking away becomes a strategic act, a demonstration of your self-worth, and a tool to protect your energy. Strong people understand that staying in the wrong environment weakens them, while leaving strengthens them. The ability to walk away from anything that diminishes your life is the hallmark of elite mindset. It is quiet, powerful, and undeniably effective. Those who master walking away command respect, preserve their energy, and create space for growth and opportunities that truly deserve their presence. Rule 13. Invest in yourself daily. The foundation of respect starts with self-respect, and self-respect cannot exist without deliberate self-investment. Most people expect respect from others while neglecting themselves. They complain about their circumstances, compare themselves to others, and wait for opportunities to appear. But the elite understand a simple truth. The way you invest in yourself determines the level of respect you command. If you honor your body, your mind, your skills, your environment, and your purpose, others naturally recognize your value. If you ignore self-growth, Your energy, focus, and confidence diminish, and respect becomes elusive. Investing in yourself is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice, a habit, and a mindset. The elite dedicate time every single day to growth. They exercise to strengthen their bodies and energy. They read to expand their knowledge and awareness. They practice skills to sharpen their abilities and increase their impact. They organize their environment, creating spaces that support productivity, clarity, and calmness. They refine their mindset and discipline, ensuring that every decision aligns with their purpose. Every step, no matter how small, compounds over time into significant transformation. Here is a practical trick. Commit to doing at least one small action daily that builds your future. Read 10 pages of a book that challenges or educates you. Practice a skill that will enhance your career or personal growth. Exercise to strengthen your body and boost your energy. Study a topic you are passionate about or improve your English. Clean and organize your space to create order and reduce stress. Each small improvement seems minor in the moment but adds up over weeks and months. These small wins build momentum, confidence, and competence. And confidence is magnetic. It attracts respect naturally. People sense the effort, discipline, and value you place on yourself. Self-investment is not selfish. It is strategic. It signals to the world that you are serious, disciplined, and committed to growth. When you consistently work on improving yourself, others recognize it. They notice your energy, your composure, your knowledge, and your discipline. Respect follows naturally because people instinctively respect those who respect themselves. The elite do not wait for validation. They create it through relentless self-investment. Every day you invest in yourself is another day you strengthen your presence, amplify your influence, and increase the respect you command. Final message. Stop being nice. Start being strong. Being nice is easy. Anyone can smile politely, say yes even when they mean no, avoid conflict, or shrink themselves to make others comfortable. Being nice requires little courage and even less self-respect. Most people settle for this because it feels safe, but safety never leads to power. Niceness is the path of least resistance, and it rarely commands respect. The truth is, anyone can be nice, but not everyone can be strong, calm, and principled. And strength, discipline, and self-respect are the qualities that make a person truly rare, magnetic, and unforgettable. Being strong means having the courage to set boundaries, the clarity to enforce your standards, and the patience to remain silent when others try to provoke you. It means acting with purpose and walking with confidence. It means protecting your energy, valuing your time, and investing in yourself every single day. As I always say on English Achieve, building these habits is not about being harsh. It is about being valuable. It is about creating a presence so powerful that respect is drawn to you naturally. When you respect yourself, the world adjusts. When you raise your standards, people adapt. When you refuse to tolerate disrespect, your life transforms. Respect is not something you beg for, and it is not given to the loudest or the most liked. Respect is something you build through discipline, consistency, and self-mastery. It begins with your boundaries, continues with your actions, and is reinforced by your silence, presence, and self-investment. Stop being nice. Start being strong. Start being valuable. Start being rare. Start being respectable. Your life will never be the same once you embrace this truth. This is your moment to step into a higher standard, to command respect without asking for it, and to open a new chapter of your life filled with confidence, influence, and power. Your transformation begins now.